Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump, Donald Trump, 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 Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump, former President Trump's Donald Trump's Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump. I love this one. Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump.
President Biden invoking his predecessor's name repeatedly Tuesday night at a rally in Virginia for the gubernatorial candidate Terry McAuliffe. In the final days of that race, Democrats believe equating GOP candidate Glenn Youngkin to former President Trump is a winning strategy. So let's debate it with former Biden campaign surrogate Kevin Walling and the author of the upcoming book Race Crazy, Charles Love. Great to have you both back.
Hey, Shannon, good to see you.
All right. President Obama was there campaigning, too, and he said part of this thing with the Virginia race is that they've made up all kinds of phony culture wars and that kind of thing. I want to play something that Terry McAuliffe, he's the Democratic nominee there, had to say about that.
We don't teach critical race theory. It's never been taught in Virginia. This is a made-up racist dog whistle that really Glenn Youngkin has used from day one, and it really sickens me. What he is doing is getting parents fighting parents, parents fighting teachers. He's using our children as political pawns in a campaign.
So, Charles, we're told that upset parents in Virginia, they're being leveraged and they're being used by people who are making much ado about nothing. What do you think?
I think that's terrible. I mean, I can't speak specifically to Virginia and what's going on there about the governor's race, but I can tell you, as a guy who's fighting in education, what's being taught, what people send me, curricula, letters, and things like that. I don't care what the label is. I don't know which districts are teaching CRT and which aren't, but I do know it's toxic. And to say that it's just much ado about nothing is totally ludicrous.
Kevin, it is something that keeps coming up. In the meantime, an interesting message from the former president, because you saw there that President Biden he used the name Trump, I think 22 times speaking there in that speech. Well, the former president putting out a statement today chanting, "We love Trump in Arlington, Virginia. Thank you, Arlington. See you soon." So people are wondering, is he going to show up there? The Youngkin campaign, I don't think, will have asked him to come. I don't know. We've heard no reaction from them. But Matt Walsh had this tweet. He said, "Trump indicates he's going to Virginia. This will not be helpful. McAuliffe has wanted to make the race about Trump, but Youngkin has surged by making it about schools and education instead. Youngkin doesn't need Trump's help. If he injects himself now, it can only hurt." But listen, the former president is really good at trolling people, at teases. What do you think this is about?
Yeah, Shannon, I can't wait to see President Trump. I hope he comes out there 6 days,
you hope he's there like every day
in the Commonwealth. Let's have him. Let's have him. He's got Trump National. He's got Trump Winery here. He spent a lot of his time of his presidency in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So let's have him here because I think, this is not just a Virginia election. This is a national election in terms of its implications. Like I said, we're 6 days away. We've seen some great early vote numbers, especially from Democrats. That's encouraging signs. About 3.5 times the number of early votes as we saw back in 2017. But there are critical issues on this ballot. And I'd love to see Glenn campaigning with President Trump. I wish he would be out there with him. I don't know why Glenn's campaign isn't pushing to have him join him, because he is very popular with Republicans in certain parts of that state. I think he could actually do a great job in terms of galvanizing the vote for Glenn Youngkin.
But Charles, the left has made this so much about Republicans who are running this year, and there are only a couple of big off-year elections. They will continue to link Republicans to President Trump, to the controversies of January 6th and other things. How does that play for Republicans, and how do they walk that fine line between being supportive of President Trump and the supporters who still very much believe in him, want him to run again, and making that separation from what happened on January 6th and the things that are associated with that?
Well, that's always an interesting, thing to jockey when you're running. Do I want the big name here? Does it help? I think that this is a different thing because Trump had a weird effect, whether you liked it or not. And so we're at a point where it's kind of baked in. So the people who are rabidly anti-Trump will come out and vote against him because they don't like this guy and link this guy to Trump, and that thing will happen, and then there are people who love Trump. But what you really want to do if you really want to win a close race is get to the middle, and I don't think those people are tied to either one. So I think you got to reach those people with what's actually happening in your state and locally and convince them that you're the best person.
Yeah, and Kevin, it wasn't that long ago that we heard folks saying that Terry McAuliffe really didn't want President Biden there campaigning for him in Virginia, but they were together this week.
They absolutely were, and those are all handicappers on the race. The Democrats are pulling out all the stops. As you pointed out, Shannon, we had President Obama on the campaign trail, Stacey Abrams, the president, the vice president. Democrats believe in campaigning together. We're not afraid to share the stage with anyone, and of course, the president's numbers are a little down in the Commonwealth, but that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Democrats are a big tent, and we campaign together, and we're not afraid to have anyone on the campaign trail with us. So either Glenn is making this political calculation that he doesn't want, President Trump on the campaign trail with him, or he does, but there's just not clarity as to what he wants 6 days out from this election.
Well, I haven't seen a ton of Governor Northam out there. He has had his own controversies, and there has been some distancing from him. So every party has to make those decisions about who they do and don't want with them up on those stages. We'll watch it. We're less than a week out.
That's very true.
Yeah, Kevin and Charles, thank you both. Great to see you.
Thanks, Shannon. Have a good week.
Thanks for having me.
You too. The understaffed Seattle Police Department now begging for volunteers to cover patrol shifts. And a city councilwoman who didn't seem real interested in helping police when they asked her for help in a murder investigation. The lightning round with Jason Rantz. Only the stories he can bring us. He's next.